Okay, welcome everyone. It is Tuesday, and we're going to do a Rashi from the third Aliyah today. Difficult parsha, the story of the Chet HaEgel, the story of the golden calf. We got to skip over that part of the story. That was actually yesterday's Aliyah. We saw the very beginning of that Aliyah, the preamble to the Chet HaEgel, but we're going to skip forward to the Tuesday Aliyah, to the third Aliyah today. Um, it's actually the aftermath not only of the Chet HaEgel, but also the forgiveness of the Jewish people. Moshe intercedes on behalf of the Jewish people. He begs God to forgive them. He says, if not, erase me from your book. He puts himself on the line for the sake of the Jewish people in the fashion of a true leader and a true Ohev Yisrael, a true person who loves the Jewish people very, very deeply. In the aftermath of all that, Moshe Rabbeinu comes to Hashem and he says, "Vayomer Moshe Hashem." This is the first pasuk of our Aliyah today. Re'eh ata omer elai ha'al ha'tam hazeh v'ata lo hadatani et asher tishlach imi. You said to me, you Hashem said to me, see, I am going to take this nation up, meaning to the land of Israel. It's a perfect. It's a great Rashi today for the Weisses. Mazel Tov on making it to Israel and being able to be there. It's a true pleasure to be able to see you all the way from here and to continue the connection. So it's a perfect pasuk. Hashem says, Moshe says to Hashem, you told me you're going to take this nation. You told me to take this nation, pick them up. Now that they're forgiven, take them and go to the land of Israel. But Moshe senses something's up. Something's fishy over here. You didn't yet tell me, Moshe says to Hashem, who you're going to send with me. You told me that I'm important to you, that I found favor in your eyes. You said a lot of praiseworthy things about me, but you didn't tell me who you're sending with me to take the Jewish people over to that land. What Moshe here is referring to is what happened a few psukim earlier, where after the Jewish people gained forgiveness, Hashem says, Moshe, Lech aleh mizeh, ata v'ha'am asher ha'leita meretz Mitzrayim, el ha'aretz asher nishbati l'Avraham, l'Yitzchak, l'Yaakov, le'emor l'zaracha etznenu. This is what Moshe is referring to later in our Aliyah, is this little speech that happened earlier, where Hashem says to him, okay, get out of here, go to the land I promised to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, that I promised to them, v'shalachti lefanecha malach, and I will send the malach that will get rid of all the nations of the land of Canaan, all your enemies that stand in your way, so that you will go el eretz chalav udvash, to the land of milk and honey, because I will not go with you. I will not go with you because you are a stubborn nation. You're an am kshe oref. I'm going to send the malach. The malach's going to get rid of those nations in Canaan, but I'm not going to go with you because they are an am kshe oref. So it's like a partial forgiveness to the Jewish people. God says, I'm not going to destroy them right now and start a new nation from you. Fine, Moshe Rabbeinu. Agreed. Do I forgive them? Yes. Agreed. Should they still get out of here, go to the land of Israel? Yes. Agreed. Will I help them get there? Yes. Agreed. But I'm not going to go with them. I can't be with such a people. I'm going to send the malach instead. Now, after this whole speech is done, the beginning of our Aliyah, it's like as if the Torah says Moshe Rabbeinu did a double take. Wait a second, Hashem. Wait, take a step back. Did I hear you correctly? Did you tell me that you're sending a malach? You told me to get out of here, take me to the land of Israel, but you didn't tell me who was coming with me. Meaning, you did tell me, but I don't like the answer, right? When he says here, when you didn't tell me who you're sending with me on this journey, it doesn't really mean you didn't tell me. It means you did tell me, but I don't really like the answer. Did I hear you correctly? You're not coming with us. You're sending a malach, some sort of malach to take us the rest of the way. Is that really true? As that's what Rashi explains over here. You didn't tell me, which is not true. Rashi picks up on that. He did tell me. He told me right here, he's sending a malach. So what does it mean when Moshe says, Ata lahu datani? Doesn't mean literally, God, you didn't tell me, but she'amarta li hine anochi sholeach malach, ein zo hoda'a she'eni chafetz bo. I'm not going to accept this hoda. I'm not going to accept this foreshadowing. I'm not going to accept this message because eini chafetz bo. It's not one that I like. I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to allow this to happen. You have to come with me. So I wanted to say two things about this Rashi and this pasuk. I didn't even realize the third, the beautiful connection of the Weisses leaving this week for Israel, and of the Cohen's son getting married in Israel, and so many Israel connections on our shir today. But the two connections that I wanted to point to, very important ones. Number one, this closes a loop to a Rashi we saw a couple of weeks ago in Mishpatim. Told you about this Rashi then. I told you that we would see the conclusion of this story in Kisisa, which we did today. But if you remember way back, all the way in Parshas Mishpatim, in the sixth Aliyah, after really the end of the whole story of all the mitzvahs which God gave us at Har Sinai, and the end of the Matan Torah story, which is coming, Hashem says, "Hinei anochi sholech malach lefanecha lishmorcha baderech laviacha lamakom asher achinoti." God puts in this mysterious pasuk where he says to Moshe, "I'm sending a malach to take you along the way, to take you to that place that I prepared for you." So we looked at this Rashi at the time, asher hachinoti. What does it mean that I prepared? God didn't prepare it yet. They haven't gotten there yet. So it talks about Yerushalayim Shamala and Yerushalayim Shalmata being aligned. God already prepared Yerushalayim Shamala. Now he's going to take us to the Yerushalayim Shalmata, which he already prepared because it's partially prepared. It's already aligned with Yerushalayim Shalmala. We looked at that Rashi. But we also saw that the pasuk is a foreshadowing. Hinei anochi sholech malach kan nisbasru she'atidin lachto. Over here, in a kind of underhanded way, the Jewish people are already being warned that they are going to sin later on with the golden calf. And then as a punishment, Shechina omeres lahem ki lo e'le b'kirbacha. God is going to tell us he's not coming with us on this journey. We saw that foreshadowing. We didn't know quite what it meant at the time. Now we see it come full circle. It's coming to bear in our parsha. Right now, as the Jewish people post Chet HaEgel are being reprimanded, God says, I'm going to send the malach instead of going myself. And now, when Moshe understands full well what that means, perhaps he didn't understand back in Mishpatim, but now he understands and he fights back. He says, no. I'm not going to stand for this, and I'm not going to allow this to happen. That's point number one I want to make. This is closing the loop. The second was very simple point, one very, very beautiful. The pasuk starts, Re'eata omer elai. Moshe says, see, you have said to me. Rashi says, Tein enecha v'libcha el dvarecha. Put your eyes and your heart to your words. Now, obviously, he's talking to Hashem. He's anthropomorphizing him. That's aside from the point now. But when Moshe wants to tell God, listen carefully, what he says to him is, Tein enecha v'libcha. Put your eyes and your heart. Pay attention with your eyes and your heart to the words I'm about to say. To me, that struck me as very powerful. It means oftentimes our eyes and our heart see and hear different things. When the realities are before us, sometimes we see one thing, but we believe something else, or vice versa. When we tell a person, really pay attention, you must see what I'm saying, we want the person to pay fullest attention with their eyes in the physical world, with their ears in the physical world, but also with their heart to truly see, not in a veiled manner, not in a hidden manner, not in a fake manner, but in a true manner, that which we are saying and that which we are conveying. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. Take good care.
Thank you, Rabbi. You too.
Thanks,
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Care. Slachat to everybody.